In this session we're going to look at three of the modifying tools: the Follow Me tool, the Scale tool and the Offset tool. We'll start with the Follow Me tool, which again can be found up the top, and we don't click on it straight away. Basically what the Follow Me tool does is that it creates a path for an object, and the object actually follows its way around that path. It's probably much easier to show you than to explain it in words. So if I just take the pencil tool or the pen tool, and just on the end of this rectangle that I've put there, I'll just draw a vertical line straight up. I'll go across. Notice I'm sticking on the axis and then come straight down. So I've actually created a shape. Now what I want to do, I want that shape to go around a path. So first of all I'll click on a path. So I've clicked on that wall there, or what will potentially be a wall. If I hold down the Shift key, I can select that wall there, and that wall there, and that wall there. Now you'll notice I've actually created a continuous path that goes all the way around the boundary of the rectangle. If I then go to the Follow Me tool and click on that, I then have to select, and you can see when I go over it, it actually selects that, but I haven't clicked yet. I select the shape that I want to follow around that path. I click on it, and as you can see, it's taken that shape and put it all the way around the path. If we just go back again, okay, we go to our pointer tool, we select the path we want it to follow, and go to the Follow Me tool, select the Follow Me tool, click on the shape we want to go around that path, and there it goes. There's another way of doing it I'll show you very quickly if we can go back. Okay, this time notice we haven't selected a path, but if we just click on our object or our shape and we drag it along the path, you can see that it follows along that path. So that's another option where you might want to go all the way around, and you might want to try something by eye, and then you can stop there. So that's the Follow Me tool briefly. We'll look at that in more detail later on. The next tool I want to look at quickly is the Scale tool. So if we go back to our pointer tool, we can see that there, the Scale tool. Now there are a whole range of ways of using the Scale tool. I suppose the most basic way is to make something bigger or smaller. Say for example the object you are looking at on screen at the moment, if I was to select all of that by triple clicking it or dragging a border around it or dragging it this way, like so, I can then scale that image, and it's simply a matter of clicking on the Scale tool, and you'll notice when I do that you've got all these grab points around the actual image, and they work in different ways. When you get the opportunity to have a look at one of the videos specifically on scale, you'll be able to have a look at how all the different ones work differently. But if we wanted to scale this uniformly, we could grab one of the top corner points or the top bottom points, click on it and drag it out. Now if we wanted to make that twice as big, you'll notice as we move it down in the bottom right hand corner the scale varies. Now 1, if we go to 1, that's its original size. If we want it twice as big, all we do is type in 2 and press enter, and it becomes twice as big. If we wanted to scale it again and take it back to where it was, we would have to divide it by 2, so this time we would type in 0.5 and press enter, and it goes back to its original size. So you can use it either by eye to scale things, or you can actually do it numerically. As I mentioned, there are lots of different ways to use the Scale tool, and we will look at those in more detail in upcoming sessions, and of course on YouTube there are lots of videos in regard to different ways to use the scale tool. The last tool we're going to look at in this session is going to be the offset tool. And if I just, for example, take this surface, actually, now we might get rid of this, delete that, and just create a rectangle, because I suppose when we're talking about design, this is where it becomes fairly relevant. So imagine you've got a floor plan. Now what you want to put in around the edges of your floor plan are the internal walls. So assume this is the external walls of your building, and you want to put your internal walls inside there. The easiest way to do it is to use the offset tool. And again, this tool has lots of other uses, but this is just a basic one that I want to introduce you to today. So we select our surface, and what we want to do is bring each of those lines in, and we'll say we'll make our walls, we'll make them quite substantial. We'll make them 400 thick. It's an old stone building. So we then go to our offset tool, we click in the middle, and we drag towards the outside, and what we then do is say, okay, we want our walls to be 400. We type in 400 and press enter. Now it looks fairly small, but if we zoom in and I get the measuring tool, the tape measure from up the top, and I measure that distance, you can see those walls are exactly 400, whether it be in that point, or if we go over and measure it somewhere completely different, each one is going to be 400 millimeters thick. And of course what that would allow us to do then with the building, once you've got that in there, is you've got your wall area denoted. You can click on that with the push-pull tool, and all of a sudden you've built the walls of your house. But that's a very simple way of using the offset tool. As I said, we'll look at more options of that down the track.